take it right to almost the top of page 9. We're going to stop there at Michael's line. Took it out of the page, sort of tipped it out. Can't touch these things, all right? So let's just read through it. We're going to just read it. Read out loud.
Read it out loud. So this is our statement. You'll be doing your own, of course. At 5:30 p.m. on the 3rd of November in Cobble Hill Park, following a verbal altercation, Benjamin Rowley, 11, armed with a stick, struck our son Henry Novak in the face. This action resulted in, apart from a swelling of the upper lip, the breaking of 2 incisors, including injury to the nerve in the right incisor.
Armed?
Armed? You don't like armed? What shall we say, Michael? Furnished? Equipped? Furnished with a stick. Is that all right?
Furnished, yes.
Furnished with a stick.
Furnished. The irony is we've always regarded Cobble Hill Park as a haven of security, unlike Whitman Park.
She's right. We've always said Cobble Hill Park, yes. Whitman Park, no.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you for coming. There's nothing to be gained from getting stuck down some emotional cul-de-sac.
We should be thanking you. We should.
I don't see that any thanks are necessary. Fortunately, there is still such a thing as the art of coexistence, isn't there?
Which children don't appear to have mastered, at least not ours.
Yes, not ours. What's going to happen to the tooth with the affected nerve?
We don't know yet. They're being cautious about the prognosis. Apparently, the nerve hasn't been totally exposed.
Only a little bit of it has been exposed.
Yes. Some of it's been exposed, and some of it's still covered. That's why they've decided not to kill the nerve just yet.
They're trying to give the tooth a chance.
Obviously, it would be best to avoid endodontic surgery.
Well, yes.
So there'll be an interim period while they give the nerve a chance to recover.
In the meantime, they'll be giving him ceramic crowns.
Whatever happens, you can't have an implant before you're 18.
No.
Permanent implants can't be fitted until you finish growing.
Of course. I hope it all works out.
Yes, I hope so.
Those tulips are gorgeous.
They're from that little Korean deli up on Smith Street. You know, the one on the end?
Oh, yeah.
They come in every morning direct from Holland. $40 for a bunch of 50.
Oh, really?
You know, the one at the end.
Yes, yes.
You know, he didn't want to identify Benjamin.
No, he didn't.
Impressive sight, that child. Face bashed in, teeth missing, still refusing to talk.
I can imagine.
He also didn't want to look like a tattletale in front of all of his friends. We have to be honest, Veronica. It was nothing more than bravado.
Of course, but bravado is a kind of courage, isn't it?
That's right. So what I mean is, how did you manage to get Benjamin's name?
Well, we explained to Henry he wasn't helping this child by shielding him.
We said to him, if this child thinks he can get away with impunity and continue to hit others without... Oh, I'm sorry. We said to him, if this child thinks he can keep on hitting people with impunity, why should he stop?
We said to him if we were this kid's parents, we would definitely want to be told.
Absolutely.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes, Marty. Thanks for calling back. Right in today's Times. Let me read it to you. According to a paper published in The Lancet and taken up yesterday in the Financial Times, 2 Australian researchers have revealed the neurological side effects of Antril, a hypertensive beta blocker manufactured at the Behrens Pharma Laboratories. These side effects range from hearing loss to ataxia. So who the hell is your media watchdog? Yes, it's very goddamn inconvenient. No, what's most inconvenient about it, as far as I'm concerned, is the annual shareholders meetings in 2 weeks. Okay. Oh, and Murray, ask your PR gal to find out if this story shows up anywhere else. Call me back. Excuse me.
So, you're...
A lawyer.
What about you?
Me? I have a wholesale company. Household goods. And Veronica's a writer and works part-time in an art history bookshop.
Oh, writer.
I contributed to a collection on the civilization of Sheba, based on the excavations that were restarted at the end of the Ethiopian-Eritrean War. And I have a book coming out in January on the Darfur tragedy.
So you specialize in Africa.
I'm very interested in that part of the world.
Do you have any other children?
Henry has a 9-year-old sister, Camille, who's furious at her father because last night her father got rid of the hamster.
You got rid of the hamster?
Yes. This hamster makes the most god-awful noise all night, then spends the whole day fast asleep. Henry was in a lot of pain last night. He was being driven crazy by the noise that the hamster was making. And to tell you the truth, I've been wanting to get rid of that hamster for a while. So I said to myself, okay, that's it. I took it and put it in the street. I thought they would like the gutters and the drains and all that, but I guess not. It just sat there on the sidewalk, paralyzed. They're not domestic animals. They're not wild animals. I don't know really where their natural habitat is. Put them in the woods, they'll probably be just as unhappy. So I don't know where you're supposed to put them.
You left it outside.
He left it there and tried to convince Camille it had run away, but she wasn't having it.
Was the hamster gone this morning?
Gone, yes.
And you? What field are you in?
I'm in wealth management.
Is it at all possible, forgive me for putting the question so bluntly, that Benjamin might apologize to Henry?
It'd be good if they talked.
He has to apologize, Alan. He has to tell him he's sorry.
Yes, of course.
But is he sorry?
He realizes what he's done. He just doesn't understand the implications. He's 11.
If you're 11, you're not a baby anymore.
You're not an adult either. We haven't offered you anything. Coffee, tea. Do we have any of that cafluti left, Ronnie? It's an extraordinary cafluti.
I wouldn't mind an espresso.
Just some water.
Espresso for me too, sweetie. And bring the cafluti anyway. What I always say is, we're a lump of potter's clay, and it's up to us to fashion something out of it. Perhaps it won't take shape until the very end. Who knows? You have to taste this clafouti. Good clafouti is an endangered species.
You're right.
What is it you sell?
Domestic hardware, locks, doorknobs, soldering irons, all sorts of household goods. Saucepans, frying pans.
Money in that, is it?
Well, you know, it's never exactly been a bonanza. It was pretty hard when we first started. But if I'm out there every day pushing my product, we survive. At least it's not seasonal, like textiles, although we do sell a lot of fondue pots around Christmas time.
Sure.
When you saw the hamster sitting there paralyzed, why didn't you bring him back in?
Because I couldn't pick it up.
You put it on the sidewalk.
I took it out in its cage and sort of tipped it. I don't like to touch rodents.
Okay, that's all right there. That's the end of that. All right, what we're going to do next now, we're going to go back.